Your body is changing, even if the scale says otherwise. And I know how frustrating it feels. You're eating better, you're trying to move more, and you're doing all the right things, and then the scale, it barely moves. It's discouraging, right? Here's what most people don't realize. With diabetes, the scale is actually one of the last things to change, but your body is still changing. Now, if you're only looking at your weight, you're probably missing all the real progress that's happening inside your body beneath the surface. And if you let the scale determine your motivation, well, you'll probably end up quitting before you ever see the results you deserve. So today I'm going to show you how to stay motivated even when weight loss feels really slow, and why I'd argue slow progress is actually a good thing. Now, by the end of this video, you're going to know why slow progress does not mean failure, and it actually means that your body is working the way that it should. You will walk away from this video with knowing how to track your progress in a way that keeps you motivated. You'll learn a simple mindset shift that's going to make weight loss feel so much easier. And then you'll know how to actually speed up your results without having to do extreme diets or exhausting workouts. Now, if you want a very structured way to eat that stabilizes your blood sugar and supports long-term weight loss, in addition to all the tricks that you're going to learn in this video, I do have a free PDF guide below. It's called the Perfect Meal Formula. Link is in the description. I made it just for you. Hey, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor and a nutrition professional, and I help people with diabetes and other chronic conditions take control of their health without needing to do extreme diets or unnecessary measures. Today, I want to help you break free from the frustration that often comes when you're working hard, but you're not seeing the scale move. Because if you shift how you track your progress, you'll finally start feeling like what you're doing is actually working. Now, let's be real for a second. Losing weight with diabetes can feel like an uphill battle. Have you felt like this before? Well, if so, you're not alone. Here's what typically happens, and I see this in my patients all the time. You start eating better, you start moving more, and all of a sudden you're expecting to just see the scale number drop, but then it doesn't. And your energy is still low, your cravings are still strong, and you start thinking, why is this taking forever? Then what can happen is you get discouraged, and then you might even be tempted to give up entirely, or maybe you have given up. What's the worst part of this? You start doubting yourself. It's not necessarily a conscious thing, but you're having this chatter in the back of your mind that you feel like you as a person are a failure. Maybe you're thinking, am I doing something wrong? Is my body broken? I get it because I do hear this from my patients frequently. And here's what you need to know. Your body is not broken. It is healing, even if the scale is not showing it yet. And so the trick is this constant frustration will lead to a very vicious cycle. What happens? You push yourself hard for a few weeks, then you give up when the scale doesn't move. You feel exhausted and drained, so you turn back to the thing that gave you comfort, food for energy. And then you feel like no matter what you do, nothing is working, and then you stop trying altogether. And that is exactly why diabetes management can become so tricky, and it often gets harder over time. But I have to tell you, there is good news through all of this mess. The good news is that this cycle is fixable. You just need to start measuring progress in a totally different way. So are you wondering, then what's the real problem here, Dr. Anna? What are you really saying to me? I'm saying that probably you're focusing on the wrong measurement. Most people who are trying to lose weight use weight loss, or the number on the scale, as their only way of measuring success. But with diabetes, weight can be the very last thing to change for people. And here's why. Your body has a lot of mechanisms going on beneath the surface when you're overweight that's causing lots of different problems: inflammation, bloating, fatigue, etc. And when you try fixing this and you start engaging in healthier activities, your body is working on the mechanisms beneath the surface. So before you actually lose weight, your body's in the process of improving its physiology. It's trying to become more insulin sensitive. And the thing is, your body fat might actually be redistributing itself in a brand new way. And the number on the scale doesn't tell you that story. So what can happen is we have a lot of fat around our organs, like our liver, our pancreas, our kidneys. And when you start engaging in healthy activities, improving your diet, improving your exercise, managing your stress, some of that fat is going to melt away from the central part, but the fat in the skin might not be any different. And I'm telling you, it's an improvement whether you can see the number change or not. What I want you to really understand is that this process does take time and it is different in everyone. You need to realize that your metabolism is adjusting to the changes you're making. Years of high blood sugars and crashes of really unregulated blood sugar does not just fix itself overnight. So, what I argue is that to stay motivated, you need to start tracking the changes that actually matter, that tell you the story of what's happening in your body. So instead of focusing on weight, here's what we can do instead. We can start tracking energy levels, asking yourself, am I feeling less exhausted? Is my energy more stable? And then we can address the cravings. Are your cravings getting easier to control? Are they happening less frequently? And your blood sugar stability. Are you seeing fewer spikes and crashes in your blood sugar? If some of you are a type 1 diabetic, or if you're in an advanced stage of your diabetes and you're maybe somebody who's on insulin, you might have a continuous glucose monitor. This is very telling to what's happening in your body. Are you seeing fewer spikes and crashes? Is your blood sugar more stable over time? If you're on these medications, you can ask. You can even talk to your doctor about this. Are your doses the same? Are you decreasing your doses over time? Are you changing the number of medications you're on? All of this is telling the story of your success. Then we can address how our clothes fit. So even if the number on the scale isn't moving, remember how we talked about that fat redistribution and how that's affecting our metabolic health? Are you noticing a difference in how your pants or your dresses or your shirts are fitting you? When you start tracking these signs, you'll start to see that your body is changing, even if the scale isn't moving yet. So here's how we can start applying this and tackling change face on in a healthier way. Here's what you can start measuring. Step 1, tracking the right things. Write these things down. This is a writer downer. Ask yourself, is my energy better, the same, or worse this week? Are my cravings less, the same, or more or worse this week? Is my blood sugar more stable, the same, or worse this week? So even if the scale is slow to change, these are all signs that your body is actually getting healthier. So then step 2 is that you can focus on habits, not the results. Focus on the input, not the output, because the input is the part that we can control. So instead of chasing these quick fixes, start building habits that really lead to results. Here's what it means. Instead of, I need to lose 10 pounds, output focused. Instead, reframe it and say, I need to eat a high protein breakfast every single morning. Instead of saying, I need to cut out sugar completely, something extreme. Focus instead on, I'm going to commit to balancing my meals so that I don't crave things as frequently. And then one of the most important habits is eating balanced meals that keep your blood sugar steady. Now, if you need help learning how to do this, or if you have no idea how, you definitely want to download my free PDF guide below this video, The Perfect Meal Formula. I made it just for you. Okay, what's step 3 then? Step 3 in this process is to celebrate small wins. Now, when weight loss is slow, and for some of you, it might feel like a glacial pace, you really need to start seeing proof that what you're doing is working. And this is important. So here's how you build momentum to stay engaged in the process of making healthier habits stick. Set easy wins. For example, take a 5-minute walk after your meals and track how many meals that week did you actually do this 5-minute walk. Does not matter the season of the year. You can take a 5-minute walk inside your house. Maybe that's walking up all your steps and back down. Maybe it's walking from the front of your house to your back. It doesn't really matter. 5 minutes, we can all do it. Then you want to track these wins and congratulate yourself. Say, I avoided an energy crash today, if that's your thing. You celebrate the small progress as well. This is super important. For example, you could say, my cravings were easier to manage this week. Maybe you want to scale it on a scale of 0 to 5, 0 to 10. How difficult are your cravings to manage? And then give yourself a score. That information can be crucial for making a difference in your health, whether you realize it or not. Some of us really work with numbers, so don't be afraid to start making these scores for yourselves. And then realize that motivation comes from progress, not perfection. When you start stacking these small wins together, the results will come. So here's what you can do right now to help yourself today. No excuses. Pick one small thing that you're going to track this week. Maybe it's your energy, your cravings, your blood sugar. Doesn't matter. You pick the one you want. And then comment below this video what thing you are going to focus on. Remember, we want to focus on things we have control over, the inputs, not the outputs. So the goal is not going to be, I want to lose 5 pounds this week. The goal is going to be, I want to engage in 5-minute walks after every meal this week, something like that. This is going to help motivate you and the other people on this channel. And you guys don't even realize the magic that can go on here, especially in the comment section. But you can be each other's support systems. Some of you live alone. You don't have somebody in your life who can support you. But all of you are here because you're engaging in your health and you want to be healthier. You want to improve your diabetes. You want to lose weight. You guys are all you need to improve the support for each other. So make sure to get in the comment section and help each other out because it is gold down there. And don't forget, if you need help coming up with healthy meal ideas and how to create balanced meals that work with your body and not against it, I have my free PDF guide below the video, The Perfect Meal Formula. It's free for you. Download it. I put a lot of knowledge and wisdom into this. I made it for you. It's a culmination of so many years of my experience. So just remember, slow progress is still progress. If you stay consistent, those results will come for you. Okay, at this point in the video, you're probably fired up. I want you to be writing down what is the one thing you're going to work on this week. I want you to start engaging in it. And then I want you to stay committed to learning as much as you can about how to manage your diabetes in a healthy, sustainable way. That's why I have so many other videos up here for you. Don't forget to stay engaged because it's the consistency that's going to bring all the results. Jump into those other videos and I'll see you in there.